I'm walking around in this beautiful nature. The sun is going down, as you can see. Absolutely beautiful. And I just recorded a video talking about my grandfather, Joe. And then I just realized that I really wanted to be here talking about my father abuse, how he was abused. I was living in Haiti for only 2 years, and it was very hard on my father. I did not understand why I had to live there. Why? America was my home. And I lived for 6 months in the Dominican Republic. And then I was moved, transported to Haiti. And I didn't know why. My father, Michael Jackson, he was very honest to me as a child. He was extremely honest to me. He raised me that he was the only one who wanted me, and that I was everything he could ask for in his life. And I did not understand. I was so small. But what I did understand was pain. Kurt Murray, the one who murdered my father, that it's very hard for me to bear anything out of the mouth of this monster that murdered my father, because he was greedy. He was really greedy. My father, Michael Jackson, have never trusted this man. It was Katharine Jackson, Jermaine Jackson, Joe Jackson that allowed Kurt Murray in the life of my father, Michael Jackson. He was their friend. He was the doctor of Jermaine Jackson when he was somewhere. I don't know how they met, but they know him for some times. And why is the Jacksons are not talking about it, that Michael Jackson was murdered by a family friend, Kurt Murray, because they were greedy. My father, Michael Jackson, he loved his family so much. He wanted to be that happy family that you see in the news. He wanted that. He wanted to have a good relationship with his brothers. For him, they were everything, his family. He loved it. He loved it being a part of a big family. And he took a lot of abuse because he stand up. He stand up. No other boys in the family have suffered more than my father did. And I don't have to repeat things that my father already said, that Joe Jackson liked to beat him with everything he could put his hands on. When I was small, because I'm his child, I grow on his body. There were many times that I was near my father, and I asked him, what is this, what is that? And then he always said, my father beat me. Oh, my father have hurt me that. And I know very well how old I was the first time that my father said that. I remember when I was around 3 years or 4 years old, that my father had a bruise around his bottom, below his back, his bottom. I don't remember right or left bottom, and it was quite deep. And I asked him who did it, and I think I was 3 or almost 4 years old. And then he said, Grandpa Joe did it. And I remember crying very hard. I remember screaming. I said, Grandpa Joe did that. I remember it so well. It's hysterical. I cried. And my dad said to me, but don't worry, I will never hurt you that way. My first spanking that I remember receiving from my father, Michael Jackson, was when I was in Haiti. I received my first spanking, really first spanking. And I had to come and get my spanking. So later on, when my father had friends in Paris or talk about not spanking children, I was thinking, liar, you're a liar, you spanked me. I remember he spanked me. My father, if I get punishment, I had to come to him and get my punishment, and it will hurt my butt. He only touched my butt. He didn't touch anything else than only my butt. So, and then I had to crawl on his knees, lay down like this, really lay down like this, offer him my bottom, and then he would spank me. He would absolutely spank me hard. And he was telling me that his father run behind him, hide himself, scare himself, and then grab him. And he told me that he wasn't going to give me that feeling. So if I deserve punishment, I had to come and get it. So I learned very fast that if my father said, I'm going to spank you, going to punish you, that I had to come and walk to my father and get my punishment. And that was really hard. And I'm very stubborn and I'm very strong. So I let my father wait a whole day. I wrote one special punishment in my book, Betrayal, because this is how phenomenal my father was and scary, that he demanded that I was going to take my own punishment, that I had to come and pick my punishment. So my father, he knew he only spanked my ass, and that was really horrible, and he really made me feel it, And when he come back into my life and I was screaming horrible things to him, he really asked some of his bodyguards, please go and spank my daughter. She will be calm after spanking. Please go hit my daughter's butt. She'll be. That's how incredible, amazing my dad was. And Joe, he did something really horrible to my father. My father, Michael Jackson, he would never rape a child because he was raped himself as a child. And the thing that made me angry is that when a child molester case came, that he was scared to tell the world, listen, I will never rape a child because I was raped. My father lost his virginity. When he was a virgin, because his father, Joe Jackson, he paid some older woman a lot of money just to make Michael Jackson a man. And my father explained it to me that he wasn't angry with this woman that raped him, because she was offered a lot of money, and Joe was waiting till the deed was. And the Jackson, they can come and sue me for saying that, but you know what? This is between me and my dad. And one of the reasons I'm telling you this, that I was raped myself as a child, but I remember that mentally it helped me, that my father told me that he as a child was raped too. And my father have educated me that if something like this ever happened to me, not to be scared, that it's physical is okay, having a body is okay. And I think this is one of the reasons that I have never felt like I want to kill myself, because I was raped as a child. I felt the experience that my father teach me, that helped me, that I could deal with me being raped as a child. And I was in my book thriller Betrayal. I'm also writing a very important part, that there was a boy in my school that he showed me his pee-pee, and it really scares me, and I was scared of this boy pee-pee. And then my father came and he said, why are you scared of pee-pee? You know, boys have pee-pees and girls have this. You don't have to be scared of it. And my nephews, you know, he put them on one line and I could look at all my nephews' pee-pees. And he said, you don't have to be scared of it, you know. And my father, of course, took shower with me and made me feel very comfortable with his body, and also with his pee-pee. So there's nothing to be scared of. So I learned from a very young age not to be scared of pee-pees. And because of my father, Michael Jackson was a very huge, amazing education. So when the child molested case came, my father was being accused of child molester in a horrible way after what happened to himself as a child. I don't even know how old my father was when it happened to him. I believe he was 12 years old or 13. I don't know. I don't know. I never had time to ask him questions. I was just shocked that my father was educating me never to be scared of this kind of things. So when the child molester came, sorry, I'm crying. So when the child molester case came, they accused him of this kind of crime. I felt so sorry for him. I was so heartbroken for him in 1994. And then, you know, when I heard that story the first time, I was thinking, you know what? My father is going to come with a defense and say, listen, hey, I would never do this to a child because it happened to me. And but he didn't. He kept it all for himself. And in 2000 of 3, it started again, you know. My father being accused again for this horrible crime. And I was thinking, okay, now he's going to say it. Now he's going to say it. Now he's going to say, listen, media, listen, people, you really need to stop with this bullshit. When I was raped myself as a child, thanks to my grandfather, to my grandfather Joe, to his father Joe. And I think this is one of the reasons that my father had such a good relationship with his older brother Jackie. I think that Jackie was a really good mental support of my father in that situation. And yeah, I think that my uncle Jackie, that he saved my father mentally well-being. I think that he saved it. I think that Jermaine Jackson was like, it's just Jackson, what are you talking about? We see all these girls all the time. And I think also this is the thing that my father, Michael Jackson, took with him to the grave, because I think Joe Jackson, my grandfather, should have go to jail, you know, for what he did, you know. But my grandfather, he didn't do it like punishment, you know, for my son. Joe Jackson did it because he wanted to, come on, I was young when I did it, you know. I was young when I wasn't a virgin anymore, so you go and do it. So you know, so it was nice when I was young. So Michael, stop being a baby and just do it. You know, my grandfather, he didn't have a feeling like he did something wrong to my father. I think it was something mental. That was the mental problem that my grandfather Joe Jackson had, that he couldn't understand that some people want things differently. But in my father's life, it was huge. I don't know what he had about sexuality or whatever. I don't know. But the only thing that I know is that he educated me not to be scared of this kind of things, and just to really, let me stand up. My body hurts. My body hurts of talking to this. My body hurts of telling my dad's secret. But you know, I just want the Jackson to really know I know what I'm talking about. And without my father's education, I will not be standing here today. And to my father, it was very important not to be scared, to be very educated about these things. And I was really young. I think I was maybe 8 years old or 7 years old when he told me. 8. Yes, I was 8. 8 or just became 8. I was very young before my father educated me this kind of stuff. And it was hard. It was really, but you know what? He talked to me about it so that I could understand it, you know. So, and you know, he always educated me that my body is my temple. I was raised with yoga since the day I was born. I was raised with meditation. I was raised with understanding healthy food in my body. My father raised me like, look, this body that you have, you only have 10 fingers, 10 toes, 1 mouth, 1 nose, 1 ear. It's yours. It's all yours. And it's nobody's than yours. This is your body, you know. And everything is, this is your body. And I love your body. So I was raised with a lot of kisses, with a lot of holding, with a lot of, you know, just this holding, strailing, all the things that he didn't have in his youth. My father gave them to me. So, when I was kidnapped, and I was really severely abused and putting in a cage, I already felt how it is not to have control over my body because I couldn't escape. And there are still things in my head that I reject, that I don't want to remember what happened. And one doctor told me one day it will come out what happened. But I survive it because I'm alive today. And I survive it because I'm mentally strong. I feel like all this hurt and all this beating that my father survived, his memories of the way that Joe Jackson abused him, and he educated me about it. And I think it helped me surviving my kidnapping and surviving me being raped at 8 years old, 9 years old. I think it helped me. His bad experience, what his father did to him, I think it have really helped me to be the person that I am today. And my father was extraordinary, that he kept this horrible abuse that his father had done to him, that he never shared that with the world. I know there are people in the world who knows this, but there are not a lot of people. And because I am his daughter, I would tell. And the Jackson, they can come and sue me about this, what I'm reading. They can do that because I want the DNA testing. Because they have to prove to me my dad is not my dad. The man who raised me, the man who made me what I am today, they need to come. Because Michael Jackson was so much more than an artist. He was mentally so strong, or surviving all this beating that he survived, and all these horrible crimes his family have done to him. But I want to end this saying that whatever Joe did in this situation, it wasn't hate. It was power. It wasn't hate for his child. He just wanted to have power over his child. And as normal human beings, it's hard to understand why you would do this to your child. But you know what? This was my grandfather, and he did things differently. And I believe always that this thing may have controlled Joe Jackson to shut up about me, that I am Michael Jackson's secret daughter. The thing that he did to Michael, his son, that he loved very much. He loved his son very much. And he took that to his grave, my dad. He did not reveal it for the world. Only thing that he said about if I were hurt a child, I would take my own life. And that's the truth. He will never hurt a child. Because he was hurt so much as a child. And I don't want the legacy of my father to be, when I'm no longer in this world, that people only remember him as the king of pop, who was a child rapist, but was quit. He wasn't a child rapist. He was raped as a child himself by a very mental poor two women. Two women, they did it to him. you know. Yeah. And in the end, I'm crying. And he survived it. He survived it. And he did us proud. And he kept it all for himself. So I cannot deal with people who say my father is a pedophile. I cannot deal with these people. Oh God. My father is a survivor of a child molesters. Survivor. And my father, he loved women. He's not gay. Never been. He's not gay. And if he was gay, I will be so proud with my dad. God, I would be so proud if my dad was gay. God, I like gay men, so no problem. No problem with me. Yeah. I would not care if my father were gay. If my father was gay, I swear to you, I would tell you my father, Michael Jackson, is, but he isn't. You know. He loved women. Yeah, he loved all different kind of women. Yeah. He was crazy about Lisa Mary Presley. A photo. He always had a photo for her near his bed. How many times did I not hold that photo in my hand when I was a child? It was that woman. That blonde woman was that woman. They got married. And later, he married her. Yeah. And she blew it, you know. She should have stayed with him, control him, have his babies, you know, play the boss on him. That's it. And she didn't take his love serious. That was her big mistake because he was real. It was real. Lisa Mary Presley and my father, Mike Jackson, he was really crazy about her. It was real. It wasn't fake. It was real. He really liked that bitch. Yeah. The only Caucasian woman he was crazy about in the world. Why? Because Lisa Marie, she live life. She take life. She fight life. She live life. She doesn't give up life. And that's what he like about her. He like a stronger woman, independent, strong woman, ambition woman. But the most, I blame Madonna. Madonna should have married my dad. After Lisa married. Madonna said, you're mine. She's not going anyway. Anyway. Madonna was a little bit too bossy. But she should try harder. I know what she did to him. I know, Madonna. I like it. I really like Madonna. She's amazing. Anyway, it was my dad. May he rest in peace. I love him forever. And I will defend his honor. And my dad is not a pedophile. And he survived child abuse. He survived it. And Jackson, come get me if you want. Ready for court. Ready for your DNA testing. Ready. Just ready. Just come. Come. You can come. But my father, he will not go into the history only the man who was accused of child molestation. No, my father was a survivor of heavy child abuse, also sexually. And this poor woman that abused my dad, he understood. They really needed the money. They really needed the money. I will not go into details, but the details really helped me survive when I was raped as a child. So me saying Mike Jackson, my father, this is not a joke, people. Very serious about this. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, is yours. He's yours. I don't know the artist. The artist, Michael Jackson, I'm learning who is the artist. And the artist, Michael Jackson, I find him very annoying. I find him very annoying because my dad is very annoying. No, I'm bad. No. But my dad, Michael Jackson, you don't know? You can find out now through me. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's strong. He's spiritual, mentally power, character. His character. He has ego. He's a great father, great human being. Strong like a tiger, because he lived alone. Even he has millions of fans in the world, big family, he lived alone. And he died alone. And he did an amazing job. So now I'm gonna sing bye-bye. I want to say to my grandpa, Joe, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Joe. My dad had forgive his father, Joe. So there's no need for me to hate my grandfather about this. So I want to say to my grandfather, Joe, rest in peace. I want to say to my uncle, Jackie, thank you for being the best big brother in the world. You saved my father's life. And to my dad, rest in peace. I love you. To my followers, thank you very much for caring about my life story you want to follow. I hope I can inspire you to read my book, Truly Betrayal, and Truly the Dark Side of the Lowlands, because Mocienne Petit Jackson is not just a story. I'm real. I'm real. I'm learning to know your Michael Jackson, and I'm hoping with my YouTube channel that I can learn you about my Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, I'm saying that's my dad. So Michael Jackson, I wish so much would be alive today and becoming 64 years old this year. God, I would love him to walk here next to me. You know, I would love him to yell at me. I wish he could call me and say, yo, my daughter, how dare you share your father's private life on YouTube? Come home, I'm gonna spank you. I wish, God, I wish he would do that. But I know that my father is with me. To the day I die, he'll be with me. And even DNA proof that Jermaine Jackson is my father. God, I'm going to be so depressed if Jermaine Jackson proved to be my father and just shove me to Michael Jackson like, here, get my daughter here. Oh, God, I'm going to cry. I'm going to need a lot of therapy, I swear. I swear. Oh, I feel so betrayed. Oh, I will make a video. I will curse my father. Ah, damn, you're Michael. You're my uncle. How dare you? Jermaine didn't want me. How dare you? And I will sue Jermaine for every penny, I swear to you. So if I get my DNA testing, DNA proof, Jermaine Jackson is my father, I swear to you. Or another Jackson, I swear to you, the person gonna be in big problem. Okay. But don't worry, I'm sure he's mine. I'm sure Michael Jackson is my dad. Really sure about that, because I'm so annoying, just like him. So annoying, just like my dad. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you for following me. And thank you. Bye-bye. There was Mocienne Petit Jackson.